Hello, what up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 20 Ultimate Team, Road to Glory. Today's episode is powered by my sponsor Elgato Gaming. You guys can find a link down below in the description to a link to my Elgato profile page. It's where you'll find more information about the products that I use, like the key lights, the green screen, and of course I did put a video on the channel the other day, which was a review for the key lights, so if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link to that as well down below. Getting on into today's episode, if you do me a favor, the little routine that we have right at the start, hit me with a thumbs up. We're aiming for 3,000 likes, and of course subscribe, turn the notification bell on, all of that stuff if you are new around here. And if you are new around here, you've got quite a lot to catch up on. This is literally episode number 222, all the twos today. So we need to go through that, like, the midsection of the weekend league. It's never a pretty time, but today it's actually going to go very well for us. This was my first game of a session, and I come up against 7 icons, Ronaldo and Mbappe, and just a genuinely very nice team. Is it as good as my squad? I don't know. Some of those icons were all right, and they of course do have the icon factor, which I think is actually a thing. So I know there's like these mythical things within FIFA, like the red list and stuff, but I think the icon factor is definitely one of the things that actually works. They kind of, I don't know whether or not it's just because when you play with them, you play to like this nostalgia level of a player that you watched growing up. Maybe some of you are too young to have watched like Del Piero in his early days or something like that, but I always find that I play better with icons. Like when I used to have like a pay to win account, so I had, or even if we forget about that, even like last year on the Road to Glory, I had Ronaldinho, one of my favorite players ever, and he was so much fun. He just felt so good on the ball, and I know he's got really good stats, but even, I don't know, there's just some icons seem like they play way better than some of the stats suggests. Like you might be able to get like a, I don't know, a baby Zola. There's plenty of players which have got much better stats than a baby Zola, yet he's a really good player on the game, or the mid Zola that we've got, Anyway, we're 1-0 up in this game. It was a fairly close one. 62 minutes on the clock, we are able to actually get our second goal, and it's that man Douglas Costa, who, the title of today's video is He's Back, and that is pretty much me signifying that Douglas Costa is going to make his way back to the proper position of striker in my squad, because I've tried this 4-2-3-1 thing for the first few games, and I'm not going to lie, I just don't get as much out of it. Now, I would say that about 90% of the people that I come up against on this game, when I check the formation that they're using, it's probably 4-2-3-1. It just is. It always is. And I don't know whether that's because people, whether it's the best formation, or whether people are so stuck with that is the good formation to go to, because obviously last year it seemed like it really was the one to go for. But I don't like the striker and the cam behind each other. I like next to each other. I find you make better runs like that. Whether or not it's because it's been drilled into me, and this year I've played 4-4-2 and 4-2-2, and that's just how I'm used to my build-up play and stuff. But I just can't get this 4-2-3-1 to work. Now, last year it was obviously a totally different story. I used 4-2-3-1 just like everybody else. Probably because the wide cams used to be in great positions to take those first-time shots, those OP first-time shots. And, of course, they would also like push into the box, get to that back stick to go for the headers, which were obviously oh so OP. Now, I nearly bottled this game right here. This was one of those teams, it's like an entry-level team for the weekend league. One that you look at and you think, what's he doing with that squad? Like, is he new? What's he doing? How has he not got a better squad than that? And I went 1-0 down. I gave a penalty away, granted, but like you can see that I've had way more shots on target. He's somehow keeping more possession than me, but this is a game that I should definitely win. I out-team this guy. I feel like I should be trouncing him like 5 or 6-0. We get through with Douglas Costa again, and he's proven his worth at striker. I think this player is wasted as a wide cam. I really think to get the most out of this, like these 5-star players, you just got to play them up top. And you got to play them next to each other as well. Like 2 striker formation up top. And I think it just works. So, of course, what it has done is it's pushed Havertz out from a central cam to a wide cam in the 4-2-2. Now, we know, based on the Excel documents of the stats of the players that we check up on each week in the weekend league, is that my wide cams typically don't do as much as the strikers do. Sometimes even Atal, as my balanced CDM, who I let get forward a little bit, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he gets more contributions than what my wide cams do. So I'm seeing, and I would definitely expect to see a drop off in the contribution levels of Havertz, because it just. He isn't as good as I'd hoped. He does, when he's in that central cam spot, or when you put him into a position, probably if we played him up at striker with Neymar, he'd get a lot of contributions as well for the rest of this weekend league and stuff. But it's just one of them things where he's not as good as Neymar, as Douglas Costa. So what he does do quite well is he uses those. He's 6'2", so he's got quite long legs and he's got a lot of pace. So he does run quite well out wide, and he actually does make some pretty good attacking runs. And I do still think that we're going to see goals and assists from him for the rest of this weekend league. But you can just see that Douglas Costa is just, him and Neymar are made to play together on this game. If I had the coins, and do you know what's really sad? Is that because we bought the German FUT Birthday players when we did, for what we did. What did we pay? About 520k? And I had about 20k left after that. So let's say I had nearly 550k. There was a point where FUT Birthday Di Maria dropped from about 750k to just over 550. We might have been able to stretch to FUT Birthday Di Maria with that coin balance that we had for a very small amount of time before the market did decide to rebound. There was that scary time where everything came completely crashing down. I don't think we've seen the end of that. I feel like maybe that could happen again as we get closer to TOTS. You'll probably know a little bit more about that as we are now completely out of the weekend league. It is Monday now, so now that the weekend league is finished and people have sold their teams again, like maybe we're in another one of these low points for the market where everything comes crashing down. But what I could tell you is that from Saturday afternoon is that although Saturday morning and early afternoon we had that massive crash, a lot of players rebounded, quite a lot. So like Saint Maximin FUT Birthday was 1.3 million. It was about the high point that he got to after FUT Birthday finished, because he's a great player. He's, can't pack him anymore. And then all of a sudden he dropped down to like 900k. So about a 400k loss in like a day. And then within a couple of hours, he's back up to like 1.150. Like another 250k higher than he was just a little while before. It's a very volatile market. What I would say to you guys is that if you have coins and you don't need to buy players, don't go and buy players right now. You've seen firsthand from me this weekend that we are going to lose a monumental amount of coins on Da Costa and Havertz when we probably sell them after this weekend league. Whether or not there's a resurgence again, another peak up in the market, the players start to rise again, if TOTS comes out and those players are really expensive because they're so hype and everyone's got loads of coins, then you might see some of those players go back up in price again. But however, you don't take the advice from me, because I am awful with my market knowledge, and I'm a pro at losing coins on this game via tax, that is for sure, and via the market just dipping as soon as I bought someone. But it does seem like if you've maybe got a couple of million coins or something and you were thinking about going out and buying that prime icon moments or whatever, maybe just hold fire a little bit, just see how the land lies for early TOTS stuff, whether or not that makes much of a difference to anything, and go from there is my advice to you guys. Anyway, there's been background gameplay going on this whole time as I've been waffling to you guys. It's nice to talk about the market and stuff, but yeah, the moral of the story is, if we'd have waited a little bit longer, there would have been a short window of time where I would have been able to pick up a FUT Birthday Di Maria, and instead of spending 500 odd thousand coins and then losing over 100k, which is exactly what we're going to do, maybe even close to 200k, I don't know, we would have bought a player at a real low point who's then shot back up again, and we would have been in the money. So, yeah, I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but it could have there could have been potential there, and I would love to try that FUT Birthday Di Maria. He seems like he'd probably be a better version of Douglas Costa, like a 5-star, super pacey, super agile, like really good player. And yeah, maybe at some point in time, even during TOTS, like if he comes down in price because all TOTS players are cheaper or something, and I've somehow got coins again, I could see us trying someone like FUT Birthday Di Maria, because he gets a strong link to Neymar. I know they don't technically link, but one of them could be on 7 chem at striker, and one of them could be at left wing, or one of them be at right wing, whatever it is. And I'm sure we could get the chemistry to work somehow. We know that Neymar plays on 7 chem now, and he's still an absolute beast on this game. So this particular team kind of scared the hell out of me, because how am I matching up against a team that doesn't look very good at all there when I'm 8-1? I don't know, but anyway, we pushed through here, and even though we basically counter-attacked off him when he nearly got the first opportunity from kickoff, and he took the ball off of me from kickoff. So I thought, oh no, this is going to be one of them low-rated team like gods on the game, but it turns out it wasn't quite the case. We were able to quickly dispatch of this opponent, and I'm actually going to open up my Excel spreadsheet for you guys, so we can talk about these first few games and how well the players are getting on now. So we are going to get like a 13 FIFA minute rage quit here at 3-0 as we're about to go and score another goal. So that brings us to 9-1. What a great start. What a great first 10 games. We've been here before. We know the bottle is probably coming at the start of tomorrow's episode when I go into... These were all Saturday games, so when I go into the Sunday games, you can tell that the bottle's probably going to come, and we're probably going to end up losing the first 5 games out of that, and we'll end up finishing like 14-8 or something like in that region, because that's always what happens. However, great start to go 9-1, and I have got 4 goals, 4 assists for Atal from CDM, but I do move him to Cam in the second half, don't I? So that's why he's got a little bit more contribution. Havertz is at 6 goals and 8 assists. I don't know if he's provided a huge amount since being switched to the 4-2-2. However, still, you know, that is 14 contributions in 10 games. So there's absolutely no complaints from me. Great little player, or great big tall 6'2" player who does feel slightly clunky, but an interesting one nonetheless. 4-star skill, 5-star weak foot. It just works. And then Douglas Costa has come from being one of my least contribution players this week to go in 13 goals and 3 assists, 16 contributions in the 10 games, after for the last few games we've just switched him back to striker. He has been scoring multiple goals per game, and his player bio is now showing like the same amount of games, same amount of goals, where it was really negative before. So he's obviously had a worldie, and he's my current top scorer at 13 goals, and Neymar's sitting just behind him with 12 goals, but he's also got the 10 assists. So Neymar's got 22 contributions in 10 games. He just is the GOAT, isn't he? We absolutely love him. But yeah, that's how the players are doing so far. Quite pleased that we've scored like 35 goals in 10 matches. That's an average of 3.5 goals per game. We've had a 7-0, we've had a 5-0, but lots of like 4-1s and 3-0s. And yeah, we've been scoring more than we did last week anyway, which is positive news, I guess, for sure. So I did those 2 SBCs just then, and they were the Bundesliga upgrade and the Premier League upgrade. I'm guessing by the time you watch this, there'll be other league versions of that out as well. They're packs that we're going to attempt to save for that league's team of the season. Whether or not we end up doing that, I have no idea. But yeah, like the packs themselves and the SBC section say, open them now or maybe save for later. And I think we're going to attempt to save them for the Prem Tots, the Bundesliga Tots. I don't know. I'm already looking at my store thinking I've got 2 packs in there. I really want to open them. I get a little bit like, anxious. I just really want to open packs when I've got them, but I will do my very best to not do that for now. So yeah, ever so slight changes to the team, the way that it lines up today. We're back to our bread and butter of the 4-2-2 because I think I would have a much more stressful and unsuccessful weekend league if I do stick with that 4-2-3-1. It's just not for me. I can't seem to get it to work. It does mean, you know, when we were playing it, when we were scoring goals, people like Havertz in that central cam swap were getting so many contributions, but it just doesn't quite work as well. I flow so much better in a 4-2-2 or a 4-4-2, so I'm gonna have to just stick with what's good for me, right? And I would recommend you guys doing that as well. If you like the 4-2-3-1, if you like the vertical link rather than the horizontal link, then play that way. You know, whatever's best for you guys. So that's going to wrap things up today. We're 9-1, and we'll finish off our weekend league in tomorrow's episode. We'll get it done there. We'll get up to 14 wins. And then we've got to figure out what to do for the rest of the week, because as TOTS is coming, when we get to our rewards this week, I'm probably just going to open my reds, and from now on, we need to start saving those packs. Just for like the week, so that we can save them for the first set of TOTS, and maybe hopefully get some community TOTS in there or whatever they're going to be called. But yeah, I don't know if we'll save them for the Premier League TOTS, but it'll be nice to have a nice little pack opening session as soon as TOTS drops. That would be quite fun. So maybe that will be like one of the videos for next weekend. When that starts, we'll have our little pack saved up, and we'll save marquee matchups packs and any other SBCs that come out during the week. And yeah, we should have a nice little session to hopefully pack some TOTS cards. I was going to say pack some blues, but I'm assuming it'll probably be a blue card design. I hope it is. Don't see why it wouldn't be. But anyway, that's going to wrap things up for today. Guys, do me a favour and hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. Don't forget, of course, to subscribe to the channel. I thank you for that. And of course, come follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Links are all down below in the description, everyone. Hope you're all staying healthy. Hope you're all staying safe, staying inside, playing games, all of that good stuff. Thank you for all of your support lately. It means the world to me. I'll catch you tomorrow with another episode. Peace.